Good evening, folks. It's Leafs Fan 18 back with you once again. Today we're going to be doing game 25 as my run of Jeopardy for the Nintendo Wii. And I've had a good run with this so far because in 24 games I've racked up $910,000. Let's see if I can add on to it.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome today's contestants. Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny. Hi, everyone. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You all look eager to get underway, so let's get right into it.
Jeopardy round about to get underway right now.
Categories for the Jeopardy round are, yo, Jimmy. Baseball franchise shifts. Parts of speech. Historic Munich. Literature. And animals.
I'll start baseball franchise shifts
Player
for 2.
1. In 1958, the Dodgers and this team moved west to California. Okay, Player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the plus control. Good.
Okay. 400.
We return to you, Player 1. The Braves spent 82 seasons in Boston and more than 40 in Atlanta, with a 13-season stop in this city. Yes, Player 1.
Milwaukee.
That's it.
600, please.
Select again. In 1955, the Philadelphia Athletics moved to this city, where they remained for 13 seasons. It's Player 1.
Kansas City.
Correct.
800.
Player 1. After the 1960 season, the Washington Senators left the capital and headed west to this town. Player 1.
What is Minneapolis?
Yes.
Okay.
You again, Player 1. In 1972, the new Washington Senators moved west and became this team.
Texas Rangers.
Okay, Player 1. That is correct.
Ran right through that one.
Player 1. Back. In Chapter 52 of this novel, a boisterous crowd is gathering for Fagin's execution. Player 1.
What is Oliver Twist?
That's correct.
Got it. Literature for 400.
Choose again, Player 1. 19th century author, known for writing about a venerable mansion with 7 acutely peaked gables. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who is Nathaniel Hawthorne?
Yes.
Literature for 6.
Player 1. People from the past appear to a brother and sister in Rewards and Fairies by this author of The Jungle Book.
Who is Rudyard Kipling?
Yes, Player 1. Yeah. Good for you.
800, please.
You get to pick again. Modern novels with biblical titles include Jane Hamilton's The Book of Ruth and Toni Morrison's Song of Him. It's Player 1.
What is Solomon?
Hey, you're right.
And literature for 1,000, please.
Player 1. Even Grendel would love Seamus Heaney's new translation of the Anglo-Saxon epic about this title geet. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who's Beowulf?
Correct.
Ran through that one.
Please
and met
pick
$6,000
again,
as a result. Jimmy, 200.
In the comics, Jimmy Olsen was this hero's cub reporter pal. Player 1.
Who is Superman?
Right. Player 1.
Parts of speech, 200.
Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream. That's the thing to do. Dream. Okay, Player 1.
What is a verb?
Yep.
Parts of speech for 400.
Player 1. Rodney Dangerfield said, "When I was born, I was so ugly, the doctor slapped my mother." Ugly. Yes, Player 1.
Adjective.
Right.
Okay, parts of speech.
Choose again, player. I killed a man in Reno just to watch him die. It's player 1.
What is... Okay, it's not a verb. What is conjunction? First miss of the game.
Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 3.
No, not a verb, so that only leaves preposition.
Any other takers? Yes, player 2. That's correct.
Where are we going to go now?
You again, player 2.
800, parts of speech.
We know you're very smart, but are you smart enough to know? Very. Player 1?
What is an adverb?
Yes.
Okay, it takes me to 7,000.
Player 1. So when you're happy, hooray, or sad, aw, or frightened, eek, or mad, rats. Hooray, aw, eek, rats. It's player 1.
What are interjections?
Right.
That takes me up to $8,000. Yo, Jimmy, for 400.
Select again. A book by former President Jimmy Carter compared Israel's treatment of Palestinians to this policy of white South Africa. Okay, player 3.
Party? Yeah,
That's
it.
right. You get to pick again, player 3.
Jimmy for 6.
From 1957 to 1971, Jimmy Hoffa was the president of this labor union. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is Teamsters?
That is correct.
Okay, Jimmy for 800.
Player
please.
1. The Jimmy was a popular SUV from this American automaker. It's player 1.
What is General Motors? And Jimmy for 1,000.
We return to you, player 1. He's Jerry Lee Lewis's famous evangelist cousin. Yes, player 3.
Jimmy Swagger.
You are correct.
So
You're
puts
out
player
of the
3
hole.
out of the hole.
You again, player 3.
Historic Munich for 200.
On Munich's coat of arms, you'll find one of these religious figures who originally settled the city and gave it its name. Player 1.
What is Monk?
Right you are.
Historic Munich for 4.
Player 1. Munich's motto used to be Die Weltstadt mit Herz. The world city with this.
What is Heart?
Okay, player 1. Good.
Okay,
We return to you.
Daily Double!
It's the Daily Double. You are in
I'll
first
risk
place
5,000.
every week. And the Daily Double clue. In 1634 and 1635, this deadly contagion devastated Munich, killing more than 1/3 of its residents.
What is bubonic plague?
That puts you even further.
I got it.
Player
Munich
1,
800.
back to the Summer Olympics in Munich in this year were sadly marred by terrorism and tragedy. Player 1.
What is 1972?
Right. Player 1. In the 16th century, Munich was a center of the German phase of this movement against Protestantism. Here's what we wanted. The Counter-Reformation.
Counter-Reformation. Animals for 200.
The striped species of this mammal is identifiable by the 2 white stripes down its back forming a V. It's player 1.
What is a skunk?
You are correct.
Okay, animals for 400.
Player 1. Pick the Cape species of this bovine of southern Africa is extremely dangerous to man and has never been domesticated. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is, ox?
No, that's not right. else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. The buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay.
You get to pick again, player one. Kelly will present this clue.
The cuddly koala feeds almost exclusively on the leaves of this tree of the myrtle family.
Yes, player one.
What is the eucalyptus?
Good.
Alright, animals for 800.
Select again. On the Galapagos Islands, the marine type of this lizard feeds on algae that it gathers off rocks at low tide. Okay, player two.
Salamander?
No.
Nope. Well, it's 50-50.
Any other
so...
takers? It's player one.
What is the iguana?
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, that's what we needed, the iguana. And
Here's the
final
$1,000
clue for this round.
This small Andean rodent is prized for its fur, which can be gray with a deep blue underfur. Here's what we were looking for. The chinchilla.
It's the chinchilla. Alright, I finish up the round with $17,000. Player 2 is left first in double jeopardy round.
Let's see what happens in
Let's see what categories we have for this round.
Awaiting the players. Elvis lyrics.
Elvis lyrics.
October 1st.
October 1st.
Fish, bird, or mammal.
Fish, bird, or mammal.
Get positive.
Get positive.
Starts with the letter J.
Starts with J.
And
J
books and
quotation
authors.
marks, and books and offers.
Player 2
And we are
gets
going
to
to
make
start
the
the
first
round
selection
with
once again.
books
This
and offers.
time we're moving into the double jeopardy round. In 2003, Mitch Albom had a #1 bestseller with The 5 People You Meet in Here.
Have it.
Player 1.
Okay.
Correct.
Positive for 400.
Choose again. Player 1. The book Whale Done applies the positive techniques used at this marine park to business and family life. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is SeaWorld?
Yeah, good for you.
Okay, starts with J for 400.
We return to you to cross the street illegally.
What is jaywalk?
Okay, player 1. Yes.
J800.
Player 1. It's combat between 2 knights on horseback using lances. Yes, player 1.
What is joust?
Good.
J12.
You get to pick again, player 1. Breed of cows named for one of the Channel Islands. The correct response is Jersey.
Jersey, okay. J16.
Please pick again. Many computer games use this lever.
Joystick.
Let's hear it, player 1. Yes.
J for 2000.
Player 1. A green mineral or a fickle woman. Okay, player 1.
What is jade?
That's it.
$22,600.
You again, player 1.
Elvis lyrics 400.
Never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Player 1.
What is Love Me Tender?
Right.
Elvis lyrics 800.
Select again. The warden said, "Hey buddy, don't you be no square. If you can't find a partner, use a wooden chair."
I heard this song earlier today.
Player
What is
1.
Jailhouse Rock?
You got it.
Elvis lyrics for 12.
Choose again, player 1. If you can't come around, at least please telephone. Yes, player 1.
What is Heartbreak Hotel?
Sorry,
Nope.
that's wrong.
22,600.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Don't be cruel.
Oh. Okay, I'll
Player
search
one,
for 16.
back. Ooh, I feel my temperature rising. Help me, I'm flaming. I must be 109. Player one?
What is Burning Love?
Yep.
24,200 and Elvis for 2,000.
Player one, back to you. No such number, no such zone.
What is Return to Sender?
Let's hear it, player one. That is correct.
26,200. Next
You
closest
again,
is only
player
800.
one.
Positive for 800.
Thriving through stress, like him conducting Ode to Joy while ill, is the idea in a book called The Hymn Factor. Yes,
And the
player
composer
one.
of Ode to Joy, of course, was Ludwig van Beethoven.
All right.
1,200. Positive.
Please pick again. His power of positive thinking begins, believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. It's player one.
Who is Dr. Oz? No.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
Got a very big lead, though.
Here's the correct response. Norman Vincent Peale.
Okay.
Player one.
Books
You pick
offers
again,
800.
please. In 1947, he published his first story collection, Dark Carnival. Fahrenheit 451 came 6 years later. Okay, player one.
Who is Ray Bradbury?
That is correct.
All right. 1,200.
Player one.
Books and offers.
In Willa Cather's O Pioneers, the heroine, Alexandra Bergson, is of immigrant stock from this country. We're talking about Sweden.
Okay. 1,600. Books and offers.
We return to you.
Answer there. One of the 2 daily doubles.
Answer. The first of the daily double. You are currently in the lead. How much are you going to wager, player one?
I'll go for 3,400.
Answer this. In 2007, his book, The Road, earned him a Pulitzer Prize and entry into Oprah's book club.
Who's Larry McMurtry?
Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's the correct response. Cormac McCarthy.
So I dropped to 23,200, but I remain in
Player
first
one.
place.
Pick again.
Positive for 16, and there's the other daily double.
Answer. The second daily double. And
Okay,
you have
I'll
the lead.
go
Please
6,800.
select your wager, player one. Here is your daily double clue. An illustrated book pairs Alexander Calder's artwork with the lyrics to his song, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Who's Bobby McFerrin?
Congratulations.
Got it that
You're still in
time.
first, player one. Choose again, player one. Oprah has unlocked The This, a book by Rhonda Byrne about using positive visualization. Yes, player three.
Secret?
Correct.
Yes.
Select again.
October 1st for 400.
1971. This complex opens near Orlando, Florida. Player one.
What is Cape Kennedy?
No. Sorry. Anyone else? The correct response is Walt Disney World.
Walt Disney World.
You get to pick again, player three.
October 1st for 800.
1800. Spain cedes this large territory to France. Let's hear it, player one.
What is New Mexico? No, down to 28,800.
Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. Louisiana.
Oh.
Player three, back to you. 1961. This man hits his 61st homer of the season.
Roger Maris.
It's player 1. That's correct.
Okay.
Player 1, picking 1880. John Philip Sousa becomes the leader of this military branch's band. Here's the correct response. The Marine Corps. You get to pick again, player. 1970. 5 million people turn out in Cairo for his funeral. Okay, player 2. Right you are. Great, you're back into it now.
Player 2's back
Select
in
again.
the hole. She's at 1800. Fishburne Mammal 4.
The skate. Yes, player 3.
Fish.
Good.
That's right.
Player 3. You pick again, please.
Fishburne Mammal for 8.
The tarsier. It's player 2.
Mammal.
Yes.
She's right.
Please
26
pick
total
again.
now for
Player
her.
2.
Fishburne Mammal for 12.
A honey creeper.
Never really heard of these, so.
Here's what we were looking for. A bird. Player 2. Back to you.
Fishburne Mammal for 16.
The bongo. Here's the response we were looking for. A mammal.
2 clues left.
We return to you, player 2. The cichlid. Here's the correct response. A fish.
Okay, and the last clue
And
of the
the
round.
$2,000 clue? James Michener's centennial centers on a fictional town in this state. Here's the response we were looking for.
And that
Colorado.
state is Colorado.
I'll see you all on
Alrighty.
Jeopardy in just a moment.
And I've got a big lead going in the Final Jeopardy.
We're back.
$30,000 is my
Category for
total
Final
right
Jeopardy
now.
today
And the
is
category for Final Jeopardy
National
is
Holidays.
National Holidays.
So, what's your wager?
I'll go with $20,000.
Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Here's your Final Jeopardy clue. June 23rd, National Day in this country, began as a celebration of the birthday of Grand Duchess Charlotte.
Okay. Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. I will say, what is Luxembourg?
What did you say?
Belgium?
And that was
No, that's
you.
wrong. So you lose $605, dropping it to $19.95. Player free, let's go to you.
Your
You had
response?
$3,200. Your answer, Luxembourg.
With that correct response,
And that's
you will
correct.
gain
So you risked $1,400. You go up to $4,600.
What did you put as your response?
And I said, what is Luxembourg?
And this correct response will add.
So I add
to your score.
$20,000, making me the winner with $50,000. And for 25 games,
You come out ahead as our champion, player one.
$60,000.
Thanks for playing, everybody.
And I will see you all soon.